Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Ian Sheriff, and I'm talking to you from the University of Plymouth, down here in Devon, and where I'm the Academic Partnership Lead for Dementia. I'm just now building on my short talk that was earlier on in this recorded session, and this is about what is a dementia-friendly dentist. I just want to draw some points out from the guide about what that's about. But before I start, like my last talk, I like to start with a quote. And this quote is based on what is individualization. And individuals are to be treated not just as a human being, but this human being with his or her personal differences and desires. And I emphasize that the individual with dementia and their carer accompanying them on a lot of occasions to the dentist, just treat them as they are this human being with all their differences and with all their desires. Also, I think you need to think on the lines of, well, everybody's very special. And if we treat people like that, I'm sure the world would be a better place. But I just like you to think about that for people living with dementia. So what is a dementia-friendly dentist? Well, it is about an inclusive dementia-friendly dentist, both in urban and rural settings, that creates an enabling environment which engages with people living with dementia and their families and their carers. It is amazing the information that you can gather from a family member or a carer that comes with the individual living with dementia and the person as well. So I want to make sure that you use everybody in providing that first-class dental treatment. This makes it possible for people living with dementia to continue to have a compassionate and individualized dental health care. A dementia-friendly practice will enable people with dementia to have a sense of belonging and a feeling of being valued in their community and civic life. And that was under the National Dementia Declaration here in the United Kingdom in 2012. And an inclusive dementia-friendly practice works to sustain and improve the dental quality of the life for people living with dementia, which will reduce the impact of the lack of dental care, stigma, loneliness, and isolation. Dementia-friendly practices need to be flexible, adaptable, responsive to the different needs of people living with dementia and their carers. And it's important to ensure that people living with dementia continue to enjoy dental support that they are receiving. So that is the sort of the base mantra behind it. Now that we split the guide into 3 sections, and the first action area, and I won't go through every action in each sector, but the first one is about people, and it's about relationship building, which are key to supporting a patient going through the dental experience. So what we want you to do is use that personal knowledge and experience, and that's clearly identified in the guide by some very well-drawn cartoon type figures. And the reason we've done that, we've got Tony Husband, who is the graphic artist for Private Eye here in the United Kingdom. And Tony's father had dementia. Sadly, he died. But Tony actually has an empathy in his drawings to draw out the sections in this guide. So we've got there a couple coming to the dental surgery, and as they walk through the door, the receptionist recognizes them and says, "Hello, Bob. Hi, June. How are you today?" Now, that means an awful lot. It allays fears. You are an individual, etc. And then the other one is to ensure that the data, you don't keep asking for the same data. So we have a document here in the United Kingdom, was produced by the Alzheimer Society called This Is Me. And in there, is a whole list of information that the person living with dementia and their family carer provide to whoever they need to see. I think the other thing we're saying about people is that for your staff, to the dental staff, to have regular updates about dementia. They can become, under the new scheme for the Alzheimer's Society, dementia ambassadors, and I would advocate that they do that. It just brings the practice into the field of knowledge of what's going on, what else they can do. And it goes on with many other sort of tips. And now the process. So that is another one where we've taken the process. And remember, this isn't just done from us thinking about it. It's done with consultation with people living with dementia, their families, their dental surgeries, and also some of our final dental year students here at the university. And so what they've advocated here, that perhaps that we can have familiarization visits prior to the actual treatment being carried out. And I trialed this very successfully in my work in making all the airports in the United Kingdom hidden disability aware. So people can come similar to that to a dental surgery, and they can have a walk round, they can explain what will happen, what all the noise or the drilling might be, how the procedure will go. And I think the other thing is about appointments. You know, I know it's difficult in the world we live in and the demands on surgeries, but just to see if you can accommodate the time of day that is right for the person living with dementia and the family carer. That, I suppose, is key to the process. And the other thing is, without being too intrusive, it is also helpful to actually contact the individual family or person so that say, well, don't forget tomorrow you have your appointment with us and we're really looking forward to seeing you, and taking that approach. And I think encouraging your staff to be open about what is going to go on within the practice. I know when I go to the dentist, my dentist explains what he's going to do, how he's going to do it. So just take the time to do that with a person living with dementia. The other part in the simple guide is place. And place is very important. It's about the environment, it's about signage, it's about colour, it's about lighting, etc. And our students here at the University of Plymouth took that one stage further and did a fly-through of what they would suggest would be the perfect A1 dental surgery. And I know in the times that we live in, the financial restraints, that most probably isn't going to happen. But what can happen are small changes, signage, the colour, the reception area, where the person is greeted, how the person was greeted. And we can look at lighting as well, lighting within the surgery. And the signs, as I said, are very important. Having signs about the reception, the toilet, the exit signs, etc., etc. And it goes on. And I think the other thing that we would recommend is that there is a regular consultation about the practice and what that means to individuals living with dementia and their families. So you've got that constant stream of information coming in. What could be done differently? What was good? I mean, I think we need to recognize the good work that goes on in our surgeries. Also in the guide, we talk about the environment, you know, color, we give pictures, we give updates on signage, and there are a series of case studies. And the case studies are quite enlightening. They bring sort of the practical aspects of what it was like for a person living with dementia. And finally, at the back, there is a list of all resources that perhaps the dentist or the dental surgery or the practice manager can make available to the team. So I've overstayed my welcome and my 10 minutes, and it's been wonderful talking to you. I will be at the conference, So the old adage, stop me, please, and let's have a chat about this. And I'm sure together, that old adage that's saying, when a small group of committed people get together, we can change the world. So let's change the world of how individuals living with dementia see their dentist and how they visit their dentist. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I look forward to seeing you around the conference floor in the coming days. Take care.